Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
What is going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back for another recap for Married to Medicine, girl. We got some things to get into. Also, after this, around 3:30, I've already set the recording. I'll be coming to y'all for a live BondyBlue show. And I believe tonight we're doing an early Ooh Ladies First panel. So y'all gonna see me a lot today, girl. Just so you know. All right. But it's good to be seen. I feel like whenever I am doing like members only after the weekend, yeah, it feel like we ain't talked in a long time. So I'm just happy to be back, in front of everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all like my glasses? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Listen, I was trying a little something different. Went on ahead and went down to the Zulu. And this is what we came up with. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I can't wait to get into that Bondy Blue show. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I watched that whole Andrea Kelly interview and I have opinions and thoughts. So I can't wait to talk about it with y'all. Also, I haven't been able to discuss Sean with you guys. So I can't wait to talk about Sean and Sean and all of that. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all come back at 3:30 p.m. Central Time so we can get into the Bondy Blue show. Okay. So what we're really here for is Married to Medicine. But before we get into Married to Medicine, y'all remember to go to Reset by Design Wellness and sign up for the mailing list if you were ever interested in luxurious vacations curated for you by Black women for Black women. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's where we're at with it right now. Okay, it's a great time. We're the click. We're in a group chat. Okay, if you cool, you'll be a part of it. Okay, we don't know. Some of y'all, we don't know how y'all gonna get down. But if you come on a trip and you become a part of the click, listen, it's always a good time. Now that date is wrong because for some reason I could not bring in the other video. The date is July 15th through the 22nd for the second BALI trip. That's the first BALI trip that we've already sold out of. So yeah, if y'all want to come, y'all got to sign up for the second BALI trip. And I'll be there. So there's that. If there's a second BALI trip, girl, I'll be there. I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got a lot of videos to get done, so I'm not working out today. I was supposed to get up early, but I ended up getting up early before I was ready to get up, and then when I went back to sleep, it made me sleep longer. Does that ever happen to y'all? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead. Oh, thank you, brown skin. Thank you. Cute glasses, pretty lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay. I hope y'all are having a lovely day out there. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. A lovely day. A lovely. Thank you, Sade Arnold, for becoming a member. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little goofed out right now. Okay. But let's go ahead and get into Married to Medicine because it really wasn't much. Okay, so Quad's got a man at home and he's so good to her. Listen, I paid attention to him this time and I feel like nice body, nice looking man. But there is something about him that I feel like you won't think you too cute. You shouldn't think you too cute. Like sometimes when men are fine, handsome, got money, good jobs, they can sometimes feel like they're the quad in the relationship. And I feel like looking at him, yes, but you won't think you the quad, okay? And let me tell y'all something. I was reading some of the comments because I made the mistake of not taking my own advice because I was talking to Roxanne in the DMs and we were saying how people will argue a point that is irrelevant to the story, but will still argue that point. And I just people want something to say in the comments, right? So when I talked about Quad and Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory and why I feel like they came back on the show and all of that, that seemed to really upset some of y'all. Some of y'all don't like the way I see Quad in comparison to the way I see Sweet Tea. And I feel like y'all must be Sweet Tea-esque. Like, let me be even more specific with y'all. People can be country. It is the way you carry yourself. It is the way you orate. It's the way you sit. So Sweet Tea will sometimes slouch and sit with her head up like this and then her lips are a little heavy. Yeah, that's a little goofy looking to me. Sorry. Doesn't make her a not beautiful woman. Doesn't mean she doesn't have any value. It is just a characterization of her that I am noticing in her body language versus the way Quiet is always. It's not really about being from the country. It's about still being country. Okay. And you can say what you want to, but Quiet has never spoken as if she was a country bumpkin. The way she speaks has always been hard arts. Okay. And she'll get down when she need to. But it's really annoying when y'all act like y'all don't understand what I'm saying or acting like I'm being hard on Sweet Tea when I really feel like I really be on her side more so than not, except for when it comes to this Quiet situation, because I was watching the show just like everybody else. I also was seeing Quiet on the internet. Before Quiet got with this man, Quiet was out of the country, in Africa over here with them, out here on the island somewhere with them. Body looking how it's looking. Like, yes, jealousy is not always about looks. Of course. Duh. I hate that I even have to say that to y'all. I'm aware that jealousy isn't always about looks, which is why I gave you a number of reasons for why Quad would not be jealous of Sweet Tea. I just started with looks. Because if y'all want to act like everybody isn't as superficial as they are, I'm gonna need for y'all to be real. I'm gonna need for y'all to be real if y'all gonna be in my comments talking to me. Just like when we was on the Ooh Ladies First panel last week, and that girl was in the comments being a troll, talking about I was ignorant because I said somebody being Blasian meant they were probably a whore. I have to break it down like to the fucking brake pads for you to understand what I mean when I say that. So you don't assume that I'm saying that just because of the ethnicity. No, I'm saying that because in the Black community, being biracial, being not as Black is valuable. So if a nigga, and when I say that, I mean a young Black man growing up in a Black environment is biracial and has something else in him. You got Indian in your family, people are going to find him more attractive. And because of the way y'all coddle and slurp dick on a daily basis for any random nigga, I am pretty sure the ones who look like Trina's husband are getting more coochie than the ones that look like Dr. Gregory. Feel what I'm saying? Feel what I'm saying? So that's why he can be a hoe, because he's Blasian. It's because people are going to respond to him being somewhat exotic, somewhat different, meaning he will have access to more women, and most men are not turning down access to a whole lot of women. Therefore, whore. Is it clear now? So let me explain what I'm talking about here with Gregory and Sweet Tea. Even when Quad was with Gregory, and she wasn't as, together as she may be now, it always felt like Dr. Gregory got him a little young fine thing that was out of his league. But because he could afford it, that's what he got. Y'all act as if y'all are saying something when y'all like, Quiet never loved him. It was all about the money. Y'all love to say that shit. But I don't think Dr. Gregory ever loved Quiet. It was about having somebody that made mattress mule and pop out a baby for you that was a statement piece to other doctors and other men. Is it really about loving Quiet and who she is as a person? No, it's not. Because if it was, he wouldn't have been fighting her every time she did something for herself. Every time she wanted to start a business, every time she wanted to do something that would give her own footing financially or otherwise, he had a problem with it. If it wasn't about making him breakfast or sucking his dick or having a baby for him, it was not of importance to him. So if you're going to keep pointing out, oh, Quad didn't love him, she was there for the money, he didn't love her, he was there for the trophy wife of it all. Be fair. Be fair. The difference between Quad and Sweet Tea is even back then, Quad moved in a way that she understood who she was in this relationship. Sweet Tea is over there putting herself through all kinds of discomfort, insecurity, and emotional trauma so that she can force her body to have a baby because she told that nigga she would. So no, I don't think that Quad is really jealous of them in their relationship because she could have had him. She could have had him. If I don't want you no more, I'm never really that jealous of whoever you with. Please, have at it, girl. Have at it, girl. Somebody recently tried to do that shit to me, and I remember just looking at the beautiful young woman like, good luck. I was like, oh, she's so beautiful. And in the back of my mind, I didn't say it out loud. I was like, good luck with this. Because this person is an asshole to everybody. Thank you. Take my things. Good day. All right. I'll be all right. Yes. Yes. So for me, and another thing, it's not that, Dr. Gregory, what I said about them coming back to the show to make Quad mad. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody's talking about. It seemed to me that Sweet Tea already put herself in a competitor type of situation with Quad when she said, I could give you what you want. I could have the baby that Quad couldn't have. I'm already putting myself in competition. Then I'm going to come on this show with Dr. Gregory. And this was so Dr. Gregory could come back around and he could have a wife, but also because he wanted to one up Quad. And you're not going to convince me any different. But I'm tired of y'all acting like Quad wasn't happy before she got a man. Like, especially Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, girl, you might know more than me. Like, she might have been hitting your husband up and all of that, as you said. But essentially, I don't think that means that she had not moved on before she got a man. I feel like Quad had moved on before you even came in the picture. Before you were sending your coochie by the DMs. I feel like Quad had already moved on. But in y'all minds, she hasn't fully moved on until she's presented a man to y'all. Because as far as I'm concerned, I feel like the lady moved on when she left the dude and went and bought her a brand new house that she liked, that she could decorate. She was in her own piece. I remember they were showing a scene of Dr. Gregory doing something, and they were talking about how Quad must be so miserable, and Quad was at her house in a bathtub or some shit like that. Like, I'm sorry. I don't perceive it the way you do. I'm sorry. I don't see it the way you do, bitch. I think Sweet Tea is honest. I think she's a real person. I like Sweet Tea on the show too. Hold them old hoes accountable, okay? But we're not going to fake it front like Quad was over there pining after Dr. Gregory and really hating on their relationship. Y'all only been together for one season. It ain't even been that long. Oh, I'm so grateful she finally got a man. Like, cut it the fuck out. Cut it out. Now let's talk about Quad and her new man. Like I said, yeah, okay. But it's definitely given he's not going to think he's the pretty one in the relationship. And I'm happy about that. No woman needs to be with a man that thinks he's prettier than her. It's too tiring. Okay. But yes, Quad and her new man, first scene, he shows up with a new Rolls Royce. Is it a rental? He owns a luxury car rental service. He, helps the rest of y'all in Atlanta fake and front like y'all got money for Rolls Royces. Because we know every time you turn around, somebody in Atlanta got a fucking Rolls Royce. It's the craziest thing. It went from an obsession with like G-Wagons and Maybachs to now it's an obsession, with the Rolls Royce, which is a huge stately ass car to be driving around in. Don't get me wrong. I like the stars on the ceiling. When they clicked it on, I was wondering, oh, okay, what type of gadgetry do y'all have going on here? Okay. Y'all know I'm a Jeep girl and I love my Jeep. Okay. I can take the top off my Jeep. I don't know about nobody else's situation. Okay. But she talking about how, oh, my man. He come to sit down in the confessional. This one I got a good look at him. I was like, okay, good. This looks like it may not be that bad. It's at least Bondy. I'm sure it is. But I'm not mad about it because, child, my car was leased until I decided I was gonna buy it. I'm good for leasing cars, girl. Cars depreciate in value, and I usually want a new one, just like a new cell phone, girl. Every 2 to 3 years, I want a new car, just like I want a new cell phone. And I'm just getting into the age now where it's like, okay, calm the fuck down. Okay. You like your Jeep, keep your damn Jeep. Okay. It's too hard to find anyway, especially since COVID. Certain cars are harder to find than they were previously. So I really wasn't willing to turn my car in because I was like, no, I want my car. And Jeeps might be some of the only vehicles that actually appreciate in value once you've tricked them out. I looked at that online. Okay. Yes, lease is always the best option. You get so many more incentives when you lease, you know what I'm saying? Like free maintenance and all of that for the first year or two. I can't remember. It depends on what your deal is with them when you get your car, girl. But yeah, that, and on top of the fact that the lease amount is always cheaper than the amount when you decide to buy it outright. So I'm a proponent for leasing cars. The only thing is though, y'all, it's annoying to me just slightly. I'm gonna come on the show and show y'all how much I buy her all these gifts all the time. That's cute and everything. I like that, because if a girl can do it for herself, then the man should be able to do it for her as well. So I'm not mad at it. But I also feel like let's slow down a little bit. We just met him. I know you've been with him for a year, but the very first scene after he's introduced, you got the key. Girl, you trying to let us know that he can come into your house whenever he feel like it, and then he tell you to come outside because he got a surprise. It's a Rolls Royce and it's some Louis Vuitton in a trunk. And I was like, oh, all right. He about to get breakfast and head, bitch. Like this is about to be a good day. So I'm not hating on it, but it does give performative. And I want to see that y'all really like each other on a real level. And she already talking about having a baby with him. We're not talking about marriage, but we talking about IVF. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm one of them people that is now at 36, girl. If you don't want to marry somebody, please don't marry them. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's too much. When you want to get out of it, it's too hard. People turn bitter and ornery. Niggas act stingy over their little nickels and dimes as if you don't have your own money. Like, it's a lot. So personally, I feel like, girl, if you want to go through IVF to have a baby, go ahead and do that. I guess because she's older. And also I think they don't want to go through trying. Everybody does IVF because it's easy. They can just go to the doctor and go through the shots. And listen, I've talked about that. I was just like, yeah, nah, that's too much, especially for Sweet Tea over there, who is going through endometriosis and has pains and all kind of shit that her body is going through. And that's why your goofy ass should not have been telling that man you could give him a baby and all of that. That's another thing why I feel like that's just goofy. Why would you do that? You don't know if you're going to actually be able to have a baby just because everybody else, is being crackheads and having babies in Burger King toilets and shit like that does not mean you're going to be able to get pregnant. And outside of that, to me, Dr. Gregory seems like he would not be a hands-on parent. You might be being saved. The Lord might be trying to tell you something, as I've said before. Sometimes I feel like it's good that Dr. Gregory doesn't have a child. I think it will probably make his relationship with the woman even more problematic. You're already controlling. You already play mind games. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all remember when he what he did he did that to Sweet Tea. She forgot to lock the door, so he pretended like somebody had came in and robbed the house in order to teach her a lesson. Those types of mind games. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, I usually jump to conclusions with people, and I'm usually right. I'm available to be wrong. I'm available. I can schedule it. I can schedule being wrong into my calendar if you would like. But for me, it just kind of feels like Sweet Tea and her need to create this child with a man that she barely even knows. Like, you don't even know this man like that. Y'all haven't even been together that fucking long, and he putting a 2-year time frame on when he's done with this whole process. And I feel like that is so unfair. And I think it puts a lot of stress on her body, even more so. But this is what she's signing up for. This is what you initiated in your relationship with him. And I think he knows that. He knows that you made a promise that you intend to keep, sweet, naive country girl. And he is going to manipulate that fact. I think so. Nigga can't even fix his own food. What's gonna happen when you working, got a baby, and you gotta take care of him? What's gonna happen? Questions. Anyway, Dr. Eugene has a new practice. It looks really nice. Like Toya decorated it. It's really cute. They're talking to their son about going through puberty and wet dreams and all of that. Oh, girl, can I tell y'all my first wet dream? I think the very first wet dream was Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans in y'all know the things they used to have at Chuck E. Cheese? You know how you get in the balls and then you climb all up the tunnels and stuff in the Chuck E. Cheese? I don't know why I'm having sex with Damon Wayans in the Chuck E. Cheese area. I don't know. And then, hey, Scotty. Then the second one that I really remember is like, like real wet dream, because this was like when I was a little bit older. Uh Cole's brother, Alan Payne. Alan Payne. And then I met Alan Payne in real life. Girl. I was so bucked up. He was just giving everybody, taking the pictures and all that. I was like, I want you to hug me like you know me. Okay, please. Okay, too young to be saying that to that grown ass man, but I love me some Alan Payne. He was another one because Double Platinum had came out. Y'all remember him on Double Platinum? How bad he treated Brandy on Double Platinum, girl? You remember? Yeah, I'm attracted to people that treat me badly. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody at this point in my life. So that's turn on for me. Oh, he talked to you crazy? Girl, what? Love it. Love it. Alan is still fine. No, he is. He is. Let me tell y'all something. Every time I watch New Jack City, but just to see him with the hair all over the chest playing basketball in the dress shoes. Okay, slacks and dress shoes. All right, listen. G Money. Forever G Money, man. Anyway, excuse me. Okay, so Toya told Eugene he should have did Botox. He didn't listen. He wants someone else to do it. He's not trying to be stressed out. They're also doing a lot of weight loss shit. I'm like, so it can only be your Ozempic. That's what it's giving. It's giving it's Ozempic, and we're all getting it. Okay, it is giving. Listen, and no, for real, because now that I'm an adult and like uh, it's the same thing going on, especially like ugh, girl. My mic is giving feedback. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Give me a second. Let me see what's going on. What about now? We're testing. We're testing. We're testing. What about now? We're testing. We're testing. What about now? You still hearing feedback? You don't hear it? You still hearing feedback? I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Yeah. I don't hear it. What you say? Little feedback. What? It worked for me. It worked for me. It worked for me. It worked for me. Okay, cool. Sometimes y'all know, like the computer was tripping yesterday. Girl, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, back to it. Simone and Cecil. Girl. Yo, there is nothing that annoys me more than people that baby their kids. And I'ma just tell y'all. Simone and Cecil going to that apartment so that they can clean up behind their two grown ass sons. I feel like I can't be mad at them if that's what they want to do, but because that's y'all business, right? I'm just gonna say how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Simone and Cecil, please don't be upset with me because y'all can do whatever fuck y'all want to do. That's y'all kids. But when I tell y'all, I'd have kicked them motherfuckers out. If I showed up to their house and it looked like that, I would have kicked them out. Because, and first of all, why are you still helping them or trying to teach them how to clean? Y'all have been babying the fuck out of them kids for way too long. In my personal opinion, kids should be washing dishes by the time they get 11, 12, 13. You should already be washing your own clothes and washing dishes, in my opinion. Oh, okay. I don't know. Something happened on Facebook, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all can still hear me and see me clearly. So to me, I just kind of feel like y'all are going to continue to baby them and they're going to continue to take advantage of y'all until y'all are old. Like, I think because you have money, you forget that teaching your kids responsibility is still a part of the job. Oh, I was washing dishes very young as well. I'm really being nice about it because I feel like boys can sometimes be dumb. So sometimes, not all the time. But I'm saying, like, I feel like if the younger you can make them be a part of the cleaning process and the household process, the better. A lot of y'all have adopted this mindset that because you have money and you grew up without it, that means taking all the responsibilities that your children are supposed to be responsible for away from them. Right? When really, I would get a cleaning service to come in. If I'm them, I'm gonna get a cleaning service to come in twice a month. Every other time, the kids need to be cleaning the whole house, especially if they teenagers, especially teenage boys. And then y'all give them an apartment that y'all own for them to live in. So now they still not out here doing nothing that they should be doing as far as taking care of themselves. And you still having to come over to their house and clean up after them. What's gonna happen when y'all get too old for that? I really hope that those boys take care of y'all. I'm gonna just say it. Like, I hope they take care of y'all because, child, if they were a different ethnicity, I would be worried that when y'all get old, they might murder y'all for money. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. But I do be a little worried sometimes, Simone and Cecil, the way y'all kids, not both of them, that oldest one, the way he looked sometimes, that disheveledness, the way they rely on y'all for everything. It is given one day me and my Latin girlfriend might try to kill my parents for some insurance money. Like, I'm being facetious as jokes, but okay. So y'all just be careful over there. Y'all just be careful over there, Simone and Cecil. But I do feel like y'all have babied them to a degree that I just don't even understand. And all of that screaming and hollering, I'm not about to keep screaming and hollering with you. Like, my dad did crazy stuff, like, for no reason. My dad took the electricity out of my room for no reason. Like, it wasn't because I did anything. He's mad that I like girls. So the moments that he would get upset about it, he's going to go take the electricity out of my room. Outside of that, like, shit like taking a door off and all of that, you know what I mean? Like, all these, weird ass ways of punishment, even though I wasn't really doing anything wrong. Your sons, on the other hand, like, I'm sorry, they would have had to fend for themselves at this point. Sink or swim. Throw them in the fucking water. Sink or swim. And that might be because of the childhood I was exposed to. That could be. But I also know that my mama has never been over to my house cleaning it, talking about, let me teach you how to clean. No. A lot of times this house is in disarray because I don't feel like it. I need to find somebody to come clean my house because I don't want to. Okay, but it still don't look like that. Whatever the fuck that was. There's a lot of laundry, y'all. There's always a lot of laundry. It's always laundry. Everything else could be clean. Fucking laundry. But unlike them niggas, all my laundry is in one place. Okay, close these closet doors. Nobody sees anything. Okay. Oh yeah, take the thing, the panel. You know how you have your the little panels that you switch on and off. You just take it out. And then when I learned what he was doing, and I would go put the shit back, he started taking it out and keeping it with him. Like, so I'm just gonna be in my room with no electricity. That's great. That's great. I'll just go sit in the fucking kitchen then. I had a tough childhood. Sometimes, just sometimes, not all the time. But it also gave me perspective that some people are way too easy on their kids. Phaedra goes over to Contessa's and they discuss Sweet Tea getting bucked with Heavenly. She's the worst person in the world, Contessa said. She called us names, Contessa said. T gets there and they discuss wait, hold up. They discuss Heavenly stressing her out because Sweetie's trying to have the baby. So now you having a baby is now being stressed out by Heavenly. Girl, again, signed up to come on a reality show when really you could have just went and had your little happy life with your little man and lived your life. But here we are. They discuss Quad's new man. Sweet Tea says that she is happy that Quad has finally moved on and she hopes that he has money. It seems like that's what's important to her. And this is what I'm talking about when I say Sweet Tea throws unnecessary jabs at Quad, and I don't understand how y'all don't see it. Like the whole thing about you trying to help her get a job, girl, what? Trying to help her keep her job and all of that shit. All of that shit is a slap in the face to me. All of that shit is a slap in the face to me. And I feel like it's really annoying when she said that shit about, oh, because it seems as if money is important to Quad. Who is money not important to, Sweet Tea? Talking about purse strings. Ma'am, can you please explain to me where you get off kind of shaming Quad for not wanting to be with a broke man while you came up behind her for the same rich man? Came up into the house that she lived in with your little one suitcase, bitch, and moved right the fuck in. Like, I'm so confused about how you come in there quiet. Like, girl. I also feel like it's weird that y'all always act like that's a bad thing. Like, oh, she with him for that money. He with her for the coochie. Seems like a fair trade-off to me. A lot of times, y'all don't want to be real with the fact that some of these men aren't as attractive, so these women don't want to fuck them as much as they fucking them. And so, you having a lot of money, and me fucking you because you have a lot of money because you're not that attractive. Like, it's a trade-off. Okay, I close my eyes and suffer through it. You give me money. I don't understand. Seems like a fair trade-off. But yeah, they talking about, all of that. Contessa wants them to go on a trip. Contessa. First of all, Contessa is very wired to me. It is almost slightly unnerving. I don't know if anybody else is picking up on the I'm smiling, but I'm like it feels like at any moment, like she's gonna pop off or something. Her head's gonna pop off her fucking shoulder. Like, I don't know what's going on with Contessa, but I feel like the shit that happened between you and Heavenly happened like a year or two ago. You came back so you could be mad about that all over again. Is that right? Or are you and Scott still going through shit in your relationship and you need somewhere to put that anger because you don't want to leave him because you're staying for the kids? Because if you ask me, that little thing where she talks about how terrible Heavenly is, she's the worst person in the world. She called us names. Girl, do you know how, again, fucking tone deaf in the world that we live in today? They got people that we didn't grew up loving on trial for all kind of shit, being accused of all kind of shit. The president only became the president so that he could get off on charges, and y'all let it happen. Yet and still, the worst person you know is messy ass Heavenly that really didn't even say all of the worst shit she could have said. Heavenly really was light on Contessa, and I will not change my mind on that. It like your husband, it might be abusive, it might be control. Girl, what? Girl, what? And the thing about it is, that's why I love that Andrea Kelly interview, because she really said, I mean, I say this shit all the time, but y'all don't listen to me. But the way she said it perfectly. You set young girls up for this shit. You set women up for this shit by telling them from the jump that whenever they get an owner, whenever they get a husband, whenever some man wants them, they're going to change who they are for that man in some capacity. They're going to diminish themselves. in some capacity. I have said this to y'all over and over again about the way women are taught to be in relationships from childhood. They get into adulthood. They try to do everything they were taught to do, and then they realize this shit is unsustainable. Told y'all that with Monique Samuels and her husband. Y'all act like I was fucking tripping, and oh no, she was just with him for his money. She never really liked that man. Nigga, please. And I especially don't want to hear that from those of y'all that have never been married. Because a lot of times y'all be on some the grass is greener bullshit, where because you've never lived it, you don't understand how it actually goes. A lot of women are taught to be in abusive relationships and told that they're not abusive. When really, if a woman was asking a man to change every single thing about himself to suit her, y'all would say she was emasculating. But it's women's natural position, right? To change her whole fucking personality for some man, right? So to me, I feel like a lot of Contessa and her husband's relationship is kind of like that. No, he may not be knocking you upside your head. No, but there is a lot of suppressing what you want to do and who you are to make him comfortable, to make him happy. That shit feels like somebody's choking you when you're living like that. And so I do feel like Heavenly's assessment was not wrong. It really validated the things that Contessa was saying before she decided to make it work with Scott. But essentially dragging it into this season so you can have this very, very weird, hostile, but pretending as if you're, calm, pretending as if you're sweet, pretending if you're so nice, but it's so passive aggressive and it's super, super aggressive on the back end. Like, I really do feel like she's smiling, but underneath it, she's about to explode. So, Contessa, when you think you about to have a moment, squat up, bitch. Girl, you 40 something years old. And don't get me wrong, I'm not above it. I'm not above it either. But I also feel like this is something you're refusing to let go of versus somebody that's repeatedly doing shit to you. And I think you're bandwagon hopping on Sweet T's issue with Heavenly because it is similar to y'all's situation. But in real life, Contessa, y'all were friends. She went light on you. She went light on you. So to see that you're going to be trying to fight Heavenly, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm probably not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to be cool with that shit. Because it really feels like you like to throw all of this anger and hate at Heavenly because you don't want to deal with your husband, or you don't want to deal with how you've probably betrayed yourself. So it's easier to keep Heavenly did it. Heavenly's the worst person. Heavenly's the most abusive relationship I've ever been in. Is she? Is she? Is she? Because essentially you've never had to change who you are for Heavenly. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't agree. I don't agree. Right. Contessa has goals that she actually wanted to reach and decided that she wasn't going to do that because that wasn't in the best interest of the husband and kids. Like, you're suppressing yourself on a lot of levels. Anyway, Contessa is another woman who needs to address her parental wounds. Oh yeah, because anxious attachment style. The daddy was on drugs, that shit. I think a lot of her anger, she just redirects and projects it onto Heavenly. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Meanwhile, they talking shit about Heavenly, and she over there training her son on how to work at her dentistry. Shout out to her for that. That was a cute scene. He kept calling her mommy and Dr. Heavenly son. Okay, like, that was cute. I appreciated that. She did point out, you got that one kid that's different from all the others. I was like, we could tell. But that's okay. Everybody ain't the same. Everybody's different. Okay. We just like to see him falling into the footsteps of his parents and taking care of his damn self. Y'all talk shit about Heavenly and Damon, but I ain't seen Heavenly go to nobody's house to clean up. Anyway, Jackie. Jackie helped a lesbian basketball player who's trying to have a baby. So everybody gets their invites to this trip that Contessa is throwing. Simone talks to Cecil about apologizing to Quiet. I'm along the line of the people who feel like Simone is just not being honest about the fact that she's never really liked Quiet. The whole group. And I say this all the time, like they're always mad at her about something that they shouldn't be mad at her about. She's just telling us about this man. So she told you though, didn't she? I'm Cecil. She told you though, didn't she? You want to be upset about something. The fact that Simone feels so entitled to Quad's life while simultaneously doing things that are kind of fucked up to Quad, like bringing up the child. You didn't have to bring up the child. You could have just said, I've been there for you. We all kind of caught it. Like, I feel like we all kind of caught it. But I feel like if you go back and watch from season 1, even though Quad was Simone's patient, I still feel like Simone was always sunning Quad. They all did, y'all. They all felt like she was Mariah's little underling, and they didn't really see it for Mariah. And so when Quad and Mariah get into it, Quad starts to hang out with the other women more. They cool for a little while. When they're going through their marital issues and all of that, I felt like Quad was going through the same thing and wasn't getting the same support, because they all were friends with Dr. Gregory. So I feel like Quad doesn't really fuck with y'all like that, because on the show, y'all are a group. But in real life, y'all were friends with Dr. Gregory and y'all treated her like that. When the domestic violence shit came out, a lot of y'all, except for Heavenly was the only one that I feel like really took Quad's side in the whole situation with Dr. Gregory, to the point that Andy had to tell Toya or Simone or somebody, Mariah, I can't remember who it was, but had to tell them, no, he admitted that he put his hands on her. Like, he admitted that something physical happened between them. The relationship was somewhat abusive. And the way he used to talk to Quiet, like there were so many scenes that I remember watching between the two of them where it was just like, this nigga is aggravating as fuck. Like, anytime it was about her, it was an issue. But as long as she was doing everything she needed to do to be a servant to him, he was fine. It was aggravating, y'all. I'm sorry. So I feel like at the end of the day, the group has never fully supported Quad like that. And I think it's because they're elitists. Yeah, they like the fact that, Miss Quad, she's good for the show. She is intelligent as far as how she speaks, but they really don't respect people that aren't doctors. It is what it is. Except for Miss Phaedra girl. And I feel like I don't even know if they respect her as much as they knew they could use her on the show. And then once she, it was a mutual using situation to me. But I definitely feel like there is an elitism amongst the cast, and it's always been that way. But yeah, Apollo comes to get his kids from Phaedra. She's still not letting him in the house. She, while she go on this trip, Toya asked about Apollo. Phaedra is secretive. She's always been secretive ever since her and Apollo broke up, which is why she never really made for good TV. Yeah, you have your cute little one-liners and you know how to shake a tail feather and all of that shit. But essentially, she never really wanted to share with her life. She's a very cut off person in a lot of ways. And so that's why she never made for good reality TV show fodder after Apollo. Apollo made her interesting because he was a dog ass nigga. So we got to watch her deal with being with a dog ass nigga because he wanted it to be seen. He likes the attention. You get to her and she's always trying to promote a certain image. Even now, even with being a hot girl like she is, with the different color hair, y'all know that Phaedra's whole style is much different now than it was when she first was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like she's accepted the freak in her. She's accepted the thought in her, basically, and she's going to live her life how she want to live her life. But at the same time, it is still very guarded. It is still I'm not sharing my personal shit with y'all. So I feel like there's never really much for her to give, and she is secretive. So Sweet Tea talks to her twin. Now, Sweet Tea's twin is pregnant again. Y'all know she already got kids. And so I know that this is probably tough for Sweet Tea dealing with that. Like they're literally twins, and one of them is having so much, luck with pregnancy, and the other one is not. I imagine that that's a hard thing to deal with because you would automatically compare yourself. but she's also dealing with her endometriosis and the pain and all of that. And this was, when they had this conversation about when is the cutoff date for Gregory, and Gregory says that 2 years is his cutoff and he's no longer going to be interested in having a child. I feel like they also had a conversation about adoption. So that's another thing I feel like they should think about. But I also feel like, do you want a child to love and help grow? Or do you just simply want evidence that your dick worked? Questions we all need answers to. I still felt like there's something sad about the way Sweet Tea is trying to force this baby to happen, when I feel like it should not be that way. It shouldn't. It really should be an occurrence that either happens or it doesn't happen, without all of this angst about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get wanting a baby, like, I get it. But there's a part of me that feels like the way she is willing to put herself through so much trauma physically, I just feel like that's not a good place to be in when having a baby. I don't. But it's my opinion. That's how I feel. Yeah, it makes me sad. It makes me sad for her. And I wish this was coming from a place of, this is what I want, but I still love my husband either way. But really, I don't believe that. I don't believe that you love him either way. I feel like as soon as the baby thing is no longer a trial and tribulation in y'all relationship, y'all are going to be forced to deal with the fact that either y'all don't really know each other, or y'all may not like each other as much as you think. Whenever you have something to tackle as a couple, I think it makes it easier for y'all to stay together. Especially, or if everybody wants y'all to break up, y'all to stay together because y'all want to piss the public off. You know what I'm saying? Prove everybody wrong, that type of thing. But as soon as everybody stops watching and y'all got to deal with y'all's relationship and the fact that y'all did not spend a lot of time together, the fact that Gregory might still have some of those same issues that he had, when he was with Quad, as far as controlling the woman and how he sees her and what she's supposed to be doing in a relationship. And, Sweet Tea is still young. So essentially, the aha moment that Quad had, Sweet Tea hasn't had yet. You haven't, because you haven't had the life experience. So that's another reason why the way Sweet Tea kind of takes this approach of, I'm defending Gregory and Quad want my man. That's basically what you saying. You basically saying, I know better and she want my man and all she care about is money. Like, she's just some vapid, surface level person. And I really feel like if you were to actually watch the shit back with Quad and Dr. Gregory, I feel like he broke her heart a lot. And I think she disappointed him because she just never wanted to have a baby with him. But under the circumstances of their relationship, how it felt watching them, I wouldn't have wanted to have a baby with that nigga neither. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to have a baby with him. It felt like it will all be on her if she did. And it also felt like if she went through postpartum or something like that, he wasn't really going to be able to support her like that. He couldn't even support her when she wanted to put together that little doggy clothing line. Like, you can't even support me on some little simple money shit, a little entrepreneurship shit. You can't even support me on that. How you gonna support me when I'm going through postpartum and I'm tired and my body is going through all of these hormonal changes and there's a crying baby and you expected for somebody to get up and cook your fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner and shit? Like, so yeah, I'm sorry. I think no, it absolutely got physical at some point. They both admitted it at that last reunion. But I just feel like at the end of it, Quad was like, I need to go. It's time for me to go. I'm gonna go. And he was like, go, fine then, fuck it. And then, like, I'm sorry. I wish it could have worked out better. Remember? Like, it was a whole little come to Jesus moment at the end of the reunion show. They hugged and everything. So I do feel like on some level, he's always still wanted her. She had it, realized it wasn't what she wanted, and left him. That's why there's no reason for her to really be, oh, she was so worried about Sweet Tea and Gregory's relationship. Yeah, I don't believe that. Sweet Tea is that young, though. Sweet Tea is that young. She's in her 30s. Norma, she's in her early 30s at that. I'm 36. The shit that I know at 36, I did not know at 31 or 32. Just to be clear. Just to be clear, a lot happens when 35 hits, specifically 35. But when you still coming off your 20s and you like 31, 32 in those years, you still don't know what you don't know. You have not been married, so you haven't had the life experience. You probably haven't even been in relationships with enough men long term for you to really understand what it's like for them to put all of their needs and wants on your back. Like, be fucking for real. It's about 30, 35 is middle age for men, not for women. I want to be very clear with y'all. Middle age is not 35 for most women. Most women I know to be in their 80s. Most women that I know have lived to be 70s, 80s, which means 35 is not really midlife for most of them. 40 is more like midlife for most of them. And either way, again, age ain't nothing but a number. If you don't have the life experience, it doesn't matter how old you are. You still don't know what you don't know. Thank you. I'm like, what the fuck? Most of us live longer than 60. So, no, I don't think 35 is really middle age. Yeah, nah, of course, I mean, but you never know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know everything. But either way, y'all, they pack for the trip. Simone tells Heavenly that she better be ready for the apology tour. They get in a car. Everybody prays, okay? Because we got to pray over this trip. And it looked like the prayers, I don't know if the prayers are going to help. But either way, I still feel like, it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to the trip. This was definitely more of a filler episode, but, it was all right. If she not pregnant in 2 years, he will go out and cheat. Well, there's an option. Nah, I'm 33. T is just an immature early 30s. Her outlook and actions make her seem very immature. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, that's just what it is. No. See, I think y'all really feel like you can only be going through a learning phase in your 20s. So by the time you get to your 30s, you're supposed to know everything. But really, your 30s is the time where everything starts to actually show itself. To me. And there's some of us that have gone through things, you know what I'm saying, earlier in our lives. So we may have learned these lessons by the time we get to 33, but there are a lot of us that didn't. There are a lot of us that did not understand certain things about ourselves until we got into into our damn 30s. And a lot of us, especially as women, don't really get to the fuck it phase until we're in our 40s. Your 40s is usually your fuck it phase. Your 30s is the time that you are trying to recondition yourself from all the bullshit you was taught as a child that you was trying to live in your 20s and realized you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? To me. And yes, we're always learning. Nobody ever knows everything. But I do feel like it's coming from, I feel like 30s is still young. I feel like that's still young to not have enough life experience to know certain things, especially when it comes to marriage and long-term relationships with older men and all of that type of shit. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah, girl, listen. A lot of things start to change and happen after 30, after 35. Not 30, 35. Okay? Come on, my 40 somethings in y'all fucking phase. I aspire. Okay? I aspire. Yep, reality hits you in your 30s. You've learned, yes. Whatever you learned in childhood and in your 20s, by the time you get to your 30s, it's trying to either deal with what you've learned, rewire, reparent, deal with trauma you didn't know you was having. You know what I'm saying? Like, have better relationships, have better self-esteem, have better emotional control, because a lot of those things were not afforded to us in our 20s. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to my 40s. Okay, that'll probably be when I finally go and get me a little Botox or a little filler. when I get in my 40s, maybe 38. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to fucking 40s. I think it's gonna be a good decade for me. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all on Married to Medicine. But I told y'all I'll be back at 3:30 so we can have the discussion about Jay-Z and, girl, all of the things, all of the things. Let me see. I made a list. So let me give y'all the list before we go. Okay, I saw something about Yandy that I want to talk about. Charlemagne and the mustache. The Luigi Maglione guy. We're gonna talk about Jamie Foxx. We'll talk about Andrea Kelly. We'll talk about Amanda Seales. Okay. I watched Jamie Foxx documentary. I mean, because it wasn't a documentary. It was his Netflix special, his comedy special. And let me tell y'all something. I've always loved Jamie. Jamie has always been one of my faves. This reminded me why. I feel like he was so influential on me. It's ridiculous. Like, there's a moment, and we'll talk about it, where he just starts doing movie impressions. And y'all have seen me do this. So y'all know this is me. Either you just start singing something or you bust out a movie impression. But I love me some Jamie. So I can't wait to get into the conversation about that and the Andrea Kelly situation. So I love you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope you come back at 3:30. Come back at 3:30. Come back at 3:30. Come back at 3:30 Central Time.